Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Uh, in today's video, I will discuss about the why demand side management. This topic is the first topic of the series of demand side management. This demand side management is the topic in two different subjects of electrical and electronics engineering branch of AKTU. uh, Both subjects are in the final year. One of the subjects is energy efficiency and conservation, that is in the seventh semester, and another subject is the power theft and energy management. This subject is in the eighth semester. So both the subjects are having one common unit, and that unit is devoted to demand side management. So this topic is the first part of that particular unit, that why demand side management and why should we study about the demand side management. So let us start. I am Dr. Vikas Singh Bhadoria. I am working as associate professor in electrical and electronics engineering department, ABS Engineering College, Ghaziabad. This college is affiliated to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. So let's start our discussion about the demand side management. So, in general, whenever we are discussing about the demand side management, it means we need to manage something which is from the demand side. So, in general or in the common sense, we can say that the demand side management is the modification of consumer demand for energy through various methods. The in modification in the demand pattern of a consumer. This is the main objective of demand side management, and this objective can be fulfilled through different methods, and those different methods may be such as financial incentive. Maybe utility companies are providing some incentive that you can shift your load from this duration to this duration, then you have to pay less or you will be rewarded. Or that another method may be the behavioral change through education, means the consumers are aware about the benefit of the demand side management. This awareness among the consumers may be through the government, NGOs, utility providers, or any other public awareness program through which they can be aware that if they are using the load or they are managing their demand efficiently, then this is the beneficial for the consumers as well as for the utility. So a general goal is to encourage consumer, that how what will be the general goal, that we need to encourage them that use less energy during peak hours. Whenever there is peak hour, at that time consumers should avoid their load which is not required or that can be shifted, means shiftable load which can be shifted from that particular duration or peak hour duration to another duration. And this type of load is also known as non-critical load. There are two types of load, one is critical and another one is non-critical. Suppose we are considering our household examination example, then fridge is continuously operating for the 24 hour, so that is critical load. Any other load which can be shifted from a particular duration to another duration, suppose we are using our washing machine. If that washing machine is operating during the peak hour, then this will be loss to the utility, or if utility is charging more in the peak hour, then it will be a loss to the consumer. And washing machine is a non-critical load that can be shifted or that can be operated at any time during the 24 hours. So that is non-critical load that can be shifted. So it is the objective of DSM to encourage the customers that they can they should use less energy during peak hours, or another, they should use less energy or to move the time of energy of off peak times, such that they can use that in that device in night time or in the weekends. So as I have already mentioned the example of washing machine, that is non-critical load, that can be shifted at the off peak times, or that can be used in the off peak duration. But fridge is the critical load, so that cannot be shifted. So by selecting critical and non-critical loads, a consumer can get benefited of the demand side management. This is the general pattern of our power system, that initially any utility provider or a generator company, they need to find the resources for the generation purpose. That those resources may be for the, if they, that is conventional power plant, then the fossil fuels, etc., or if that is hydropower plant, then they need to build that hydropower plant. If that is solar power plant, then they need to identify the site for the installation of that solar power plant. Then they will prepare resources for the generation as per the type of power plant. After that, generation will be started through those power plants. After the generation, that power which is being generated at the generating station, that will be transmitted through the transmission system, and then that energy, that electrical power will reach at the primary distribution center, and after that, that will reach at the end user or at a customer end. So this is the general structure of power system. Although in the recent time, the with the emerging trend of distributed energy generation or distributed generation, the power can be easily integrated at distribution end. So that is the power system deregulation. This is a new concept. Now consider as consider our Indian power system, that one side is electricity demand and another side is generation. If there is a balance between generation and demand, then the frequency will remain at 50 hertz. This is the balanced grid service. If there is increase in demand or decrease in demand, then as per increase or decrease, this frequency will change. So if demand is increasing, generation will be less, then this frequency will be less. Or it's opposite, if demand is less and generation is high, then this frequency will increase. So this is an unbalanced grid service, and we don't want any unbalance in our grid, because this unbalance may cause the failure of the grid, as we have experienced grid failure due to this variation of frequency in 2012. So we don't want that the type of unbalance in the grid service. We want that the grid service should be balanced, so that the generation and demand pattern should remain, or the generation should satisfy the complete electricity demand. Now we need to consider some facts, that peak and energy shortage is at around 5%. Approximately 300 million consumers are not connected to the grid. Although the data of the recent government, that 100% village electrification is achieved, still around 300 million consumers are not connected to grid. Average load shedding is around 6 to 10 hours in many states, and the additional peak or base load generating capacity and transmission and distribution facilities required to serve the unmet demand, means there is a mismatch between generation and demand. So for satisfying or for serving those additional customers, additional generating facilities are required, and as well as distribution and transmission facilities are also required at the present scenario to fulfill that unmet demand. Now, what will happen if there is a shortage of power? Then utility will do the load shedding. And then what is the general behavior of the consumers? They suffer silently and helplessly. They will act, they will do nothing. they will silent, they will remain silent in that particular duration. They will suffer, they will not do anything in that particular duration. What they will do, they will say that this is expensive for middle class, means we need to shift from this location to another location, because at this location power cut is more. At this location middle class people are residing, so we need to shift to a region or area where power cut is less. Then some of them, if they can't shift the location, then what they will do, they will invest in the diesel generators or inverters. They will purchase their own diesel generator, or they will install inverters at their homes. Now the what will be the problem with those diesel generators and inverters? Okay, they can supply a part of load, means they can fulfill only requirement of lighting load. They can't run refrigerators or ACs. Now another issue with the inverters is that they consume nearly twice the energy to charge their batteries after they have been used. Means the energy consumption to charge the battery is more, that is approximately 2 times whatever they generate. Then another issue with inverter is that they introduces the harmonics, or they increases the losses due to harmonics. So the installation of diesel generators or inverters is not a particular solution for the load shedding at the consumer's end. Then after that, then if consumers are not doing nothing, if consumers are not doing anything, only utility providers and supplies. Consumers are always blaming that this power provider is not able to supply the 100% electricity. So to avoid these statements from the consumers, supply side management will do something, and what they will do, they will try to improve supply delivery. This is at their end. They will increase the supply capacity by installing some additional power plant, and they will try to decrease supply cost, because at every time consumers are saying that the charges of electricity is are more. So these are the three challenges for the supply side, that they need to improve the supply delivery, means the supply should be reliable with the better quality, with the less with the improved voltage regulation, and they need to increase the capacity also. All these two functions should be completed with the decrease in supply cost, means with the less cost. So the action by the supply side management will be done in this way, that they will increase, or they will ensure the efficient generation, transmission and distribution. They will increase the generation, transmission and distribution, so that the complete or the reliable power supply can be delivered at the consumer end. And this is the important parameter, because of the involvement or evolvement of the deregulation of electricity industry, because the electrical power market is being more competitive. More companies are coming to provide the power, and they due to this, the utility companies may look at means to modify their load profile also, so that what will happen, if they will modify their load profile, that the least efficient generating equipment may be used as low as possible, means least efficient equipment or least efficient generator should be utilized as low as possible. So why it is necessary? This is required to ensure sustained availability of reliable energy, means the reliability, the energy should be available with the higher reliability, and to meet or to provide additional electricity demand, and also to reduce the environmental impact by the production of energy. Because whenever we are installing any power plant, some environmental regulations are also there, and those uh, utility providers have to keep in mind all those environmental acts or rules and regulations for that purpose. Then why utility providers are more concerned about uh, those all parameters? Because there is continuous increase in land price, there is continuous increase in fuel cost, environmental compliance cost is also increasing day by day, and operational and maintenance cost is also increasing. So supply side is concerned due to increase in all parameters which are related to the supply side, and they have to provide reliable supply with least cost, and this they have to ensure due to involvement of the power system deregulation. So now I am considering an example of a load. This load is of a domestic city, and this is for the city. This load is of the city and for a domestic load, and this is for the commercial load. Commercial load, we can say, is we can see easily that the commercial load is increasing from 8, and it again decreasing, and it will be at minimum at around 9 or 10 p.m. So this peak hour is between 9 to 9, but for the domestic purpose it is varying. Its peak is occurring around 1 to 4, and again in the night at 9, 9 to 11 or 12. So the peak is different for the commercial load and for the domestic load. Now consider a typical all India demand curve. This demand curve is for the all Indian load. This is the daytime, and in evening time this is at the peak. So this load is at peak between 6 to 8. For the 2 hours this load is at peak. This is the evening peak. This is the morning peak. Morning peak is for the longer duration. So this demand curve is like a duck curve, that it is low in the daytime and in the evening time it is increasing. So now consider a fact that one bulb is there. This is of 100 watt, and this 100-watt bulb is operating for 10 hours. Then the power consumption will be 1 kilowatt hour or 1000 watt hours. Again, if 100-watt bulbs, 10 100-watt bulbs are operating for 1 hour, means 1000 watt is operating for 1 hour, then still the power demand is 1 kilowatt hour. But see that see the energy consumption pattern. In this pattern the power demand is 10 times more, although the consumption is the 1 kilowatt hour, but demand is 10 times. So if by any method we can distribute this load, then this maximum demand can be reduced, or this peak demand can be reduced, and this can be done at the consumer end only, because this load is connected by the consumer, not by the supply. We, the consumers, are the responsible for the maximum demand on the utility. So for this purpose, any action beyond the point of supply, means we are this any action which is not at the supply end, and that action is designed to change. What they will change? They will change the amount or timing. What we can do in this, either we can reduce this consumption by 10 bulbs, we can use 5 bulbs, and then those 5 bulbs can be shifted to another time. So that can be designed to change the amount. We can use less bulb, or we can shift the use of bulbs, so that can be done by shifting of time. So amount and or timing of the customer's use of electricity, that will be categorized under the demand side management. Now the what will be the benefit of demand side management, that at the consumer's end they will conserve energy, the cost will be reduced, they maintain their life cycle, they can satisfy their desires, and the value of service will be increased inside the consumers. And what will be the benefit to the utility providers? They will reduce the capital requirement, they will the financial performance of the companies will improve, the system utilization will increase, the critical fuel uses, the fuel consumption uh, during the power production, that will be reduced. And ultimately, if they are able to provide the supply with the higher reliability at the least cost, so their image will also increase in the market, or their image will improve in the power market. So overall we can say that the DSM is beneficial for both consumers as well as the utility. So let's start the practicing the DSM at our own end, and in the upcoming video I will discuss about the DSM strategies and their implementation and their the experience of DSM in Indian and outside the India. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, then please subscribe the channel. Also comment in the comment section if you want any other topic discussion in the YouTube. Thank you.